Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve and OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. And we have a lot to go over today. Become a member, there's lots of perks. Also, wraithx.eth domain name. So OMI was up at about 13% today. Right now it has settled down to only up about 6% on the day. We are still above that 0007. We're at 0071 as of the making of this video. We did have a decent amount of volume, 943,000, a couple 100,000 more than we usually have. So again, that's part of the reason why. There was a buddy of mine that did go and purchased a decent amount. I think the last 14 million he had bought early this morning. So that wasn't it. There was another buddy of mine. I'll go over that later. It was Dubs over on the Twitter. He had posted a photo of him getting up to 245 million OMI, and with that was, I think between that, it being public, maybe it wasn't public, something else being public about, or maybe not public, that somebody else had already had OMI, Big Whale, or one of his companies already had OMI, and will be going out to get more over the next couple of, over the next week or so. So I think you have that in conjunction with Veveverse, and Veveverse, obviously, all of the, there was like a 8-hour Spaces on yesterday where everyone that had access to Veveverse just piled in and said how amazing it was. And it ranged from people that were gamers, it ranged from people that had no gaming experience. And it makes sense, if somebody didn't have any gaming experience, in order to see something like Veveverse, it's going to be really mind-blowing. It's going to be really cool. So, you know, that might not be a good measuring stick, but when you go and you take someone like Mr. MC1, who plays AAA games all the time, and he says, this is really heckin' cool. He has a spatial, he's been in a bunch of metaverses, and anyone that sees, or apparently anyone that has seen the Veveverse and has been in other metaverses, blows it out of the water. So that's really good, that's really exciting. You get a lot of different opinions on that. I have not heard one negative thing about it. Maybe the only complaint is that more people aren't in yet, but the second round of invites into Veveverse beta is going out today. It had gone out, I think started going out a couple hours ago. People are able to share that they have been invited. They aren't able to share, obviously, pictures or videos or anything like that. But anyway, like I said, did really good for OMI. Severely outperforming everything. Everything is down. Well, Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're about even. They're only down about 0.2%, so that's not bad. Cardano only down about 1%. You got XRP down 4%, but again, that's just temporary. You can't just go up forever. You need to come down a little bit. Outperformed everything. I'm going to say everything in the top, probably the top 100. Oh, no. XDC network is up 11%. Obviously, at the high for today, we were up over 13, but obviously we only settled down around 6-7%. And then Roll Bitcoin up 21%. I'm not going to lie, I don't even know what any of those are. But yeah, we outperformed everything in the top 100 except for those two. And obviously, we are over in the, we went from like number 182, and we're up to 168 now in the top 168 rankings on CoinGecko. So very excited for that. So I had a meeting today with a friend of mine, but you know, kind of a whale, and I wanted to go and basically type something out because he's been a very passive investor in Veve and OMI. He's in it for the long haul. He's a little older, middle-aged, and he is in it for the long. He's not going and taking his Veve and OMI stuff, you know, just for a single to do like a 2x or even a 5x. He's in it for like the long haul. So I wanted to go and give him a reason, not just financial, but a heart, like a reason from the heart. So I wrote something yesterday that I was going to say to him today, but we got caught up. We talked for the whole half hour, and I didn't get to mention it. But he's very excited, and this is something that I wrote him that I want to read to you guys. In 2018, I had a liver issue. A little too much drinking after the military. That was my bad. A few months after that, my appendix had exploded, and there was a part of me that thought my organs were going to shut down one by one until there was nothing left. So I did what my inner kid wanted, to collect a bunch of Pokemon cards. The adult part of me wanted the first edition PSA 10 parts, and the two have since worked together in lockstep. And I smile whenever I see Pokemon cards, especially if they're first edition shadowless. I also smile when I look at some people's art that they created in their vaults, and soon to be the Veveverse. And it's not an ironic smile. I'm genuinely taken with all of it. Makes me get back in touch with the childlike part of me. Not childish, but childlike. I embrace that part of me. It's the part that's most creative and engaged. It's the part that continues to push the rest of me to grow. The adult part of me, the part that sees and takes advantage of undervalued items in the markets, loves Veve because of what it represents. Smart money has been slowly moving into the space, and smarter money will flow in more quickly and will continue to do so as time goes on. But the childlike part of me, that part is what we can all identify with. In the show Scrubs, Elliot says, "How is it that no man understands that every woman, whether she's 16 or 60, still has that awkward, insecure, self-conscious teenage girl inside of her?" Well, in that same breath, I'll say, and I think I can speak for all men when I say it, whether we're 16 or 60, we all have that little boy inside us that wants to make pretend scenarios come to life with nothing but our action figures and our imagination. And that's what Veve is giving us, the opportunity to do just that. Spoke with a couple of dudes at work today that have, for whatever reason, want me to have kids really badly. And it's like, yeah, Chavez, part of the best thing about having kids is playing with them. You play Legos, you play video games, and it seems great. We can now do this unapologetically in the Veveverse, or we're about to anyway. And this is my passion, it's my project, and any chance to take something that mattered to me and make it matter again, like collecting. A lot of people know this better than I do, but legacy is important. So I want this now, I want this today as a businessman for my legacy. So I can say what others couldn't. I can say I did what others couldn't. And again, I also want it for the little boy that has wanted this forever. A little boy that had purchased a Nintendo catalog when he was younger, even though I knew I could not afford anything that was in that magazine. I knew that eventually one day I could. And now I could buy the whole freaking thing. Obviously not all of Nintendo, that's pretty much impossible, but any game that I want, any system that I want. And part of the way of doing that is by buying a lot of OMI. Again, it's for me. This is not financial advice. This is just something that I see. And, for any kid that, where their parents couldn't afford to buy them something and they promised they could do it themselves, and now that you have the opportunity to take it all. And I know that this particular game is risky, but it is not risky to me. As I told my friend on the call before, I don't get position sizes this wrong. I don't get positions this size wrong. I go and whether it was Tesla, whether it was Pokemon cards, whether it was high risk lending, it's very, very, very clear to me. The hieroglyphics on the wall point that Veve will be a household name, as might Veveverse, at least in Web3 to start. So I am working through the rest of the year. I will go and again, 95% of my net worth is in Veve and OMI. It will continue to do so. I will go and sell as we go up. If by some chance we are at half a penny by the end of this year, yeah, sure, I'll take maybe a little bit. I really don't want to sell anything until January. I really don't want to sell really until we're at a penny and higher. So got a bit of a ways to go. But to get back into the nostalgia, when you look at those things, it's evocative when you take a look at Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, any of those things. Absolutely redolent with nostalgia. And if David can go and take this once flailing alcoholic and make me a decent man and make me part of something good, I think they could take all of us and make us part of something great. So with that, we got to get back to the news, because there is a lot of news to go over and a lot of things that I want to buy. Start with some interesting news. Marvel Comics #1. MC #1 Secret Rare went down to 4K yesterday. It's up to 4,600 now, so it didn't increase in 10%, but it did go down. It was not there for that long. It was down there for maybe an hour before somebody bought it. Thought that was interesting. And then we have some prices we got to talk about. So I guess we'll save the R2-D2 for later in the video. But again, part of the reason the prices on Veve are rising is because when Mr. MC1 was on Spaces the other day, and someone's like, "Hey, how good is the Veveverse?" And Mr. MC1 says, "I'm about to burst." Then it's pretty good. So we do happen to have what do we think, 500? Okay, there we go. We are going to have some giveaways. That is going to be with Rashid Al Farooq. It is going to be on Instagram. We are going to have a couple of people. It's going to be a cross-platform thing. We're going to have Comics and Crypto be one of the people that's going to have a giveaway with some of their stuff, a giveaway with some of Rashid Al Farooq stuff. I'll keep you posted on the details. We're still kind of forming it. But there will be some really fun, really awesome giveaways. You will be able to match some of the physical stuff with the digital. We're only going to be doing giveaways for stuff that's on Veve, and that's going to be really fun. Speaking of stuff that's on Veve, Recur48, my man, absolute mad lad, who, based on the floor price of Peter Quill, is about $10. He spent about $10,000 on Peter Quills. How do I know this? Because he has 1,000 of them. Oh, is that not clear? Let me go and make this a little bit darker so y'all can see. 1,000 Peter Quills. There's only 4,200, so 4,110 of him. Dude has like 24% of the entire supply. I don't think there's anyone else that has even close to that much on any. No. I think Adam has 10% of the the Pluto lenticular cards. So he's got about $80,000 worth of Pluto cards. But yeah, this is this is wild. This is a Marvel Mighty. Alex and Corey, they haven't said, "Oh, protect the lenticular cards." No, they've said protect the Mighties. We must protect them. Why? I don't know. But first appearances seem to be a really hot topic nowadays, really big buzzword. And yeah, hella excited about it. And speaking of buzzwords, watch this 1-minute clip of David Yu talking about AI and the Veveverse.
Play Fortnite for the entertainment value. They sit there, watch the YouTube. My brother's kid watch people play Fortnite and they laugh about it because they think it's funny. So they don't. Wow. And this is where the world is moving into. They find watching other player playing in the gaming another world is fun. So just imagine that you in the gaming industry, and you have all these known player characters, as we know. They just walk around, they do nothing. Yeah. And this year, the buzzword is AI. Imagine you plug artificial intelligence or ChatGPT or whatever, and these characters start interacting with you in Veveverse. They start talking to you. Hey Ben, how's your day today? Oh, it's pretty good. Okay, what you're into? It's learning all your talk.
So that is something that I have, and whoever asked him that question must have really wanted that answer. I don't know who asked that question. It was me. Pat myself on the back there for that one. Obviously we'll talk about streaming, where he said, "Oh, hey, streaming." People, especially kids, they like to watch others stream. I do that myself. I watch speedruns. I watch people do Let's Plays, mostly speedruns because I don't have a ton of time. That's what a lot of my generation and below does, especially the ones that are super into gaming, like I am. And a friend Meg, put her around the kitchen right now. All she does is watch other people play video games. It's great. And if you can do this in the Veveverse, people have that on Minecraft. People have that. Actually, there's a photo I got to show you. I think Johnny Dunn had posted it. I have to go and find it for you now real quick. It wasn't Johnny Dunn. It was Veveviral saying there are dozens upon dozens of streams with millions to tens of millions of views showcasing creative building of Minecraft and Roblox. Now add in the world's largest IP, VR ownership, superior graphics, a deflationary token, and imagine the community potential. 41 Minecraft build hacks. Million views. This is... I don't want to be too moon boy. Well, let me be moon boyish for a second. Nothing like this has ever existed. No token has ever existed like this that's attached to a top 20 grossing app, all these IPs, actual major use cases that people are going to want to be in the Veveverse, especially with, Cavernous being engine agnostic, and it could go build in Unity Engine, Unreal Engine 5, and apparently the graphics are so great in the Veveverse it puts even Veve to shame. Where this could go, we don't know. There's no metric for it. There's no other things that have done this beforehand. So it's really anyone's guess. But yeah, I think that we could go and take a lesson out of here from Roblox and Minecraft and say that the potential, especially for creators, to go and earn a ton of money is limitless. Sky's the limit. Anyway, we do have Crypto Bro over on the Twitter saying, in regards to Veve app localization to increase app downloads and enhance discovery, they need to add localized app store descriptions and keywords on iTunes, connect, and play the console. Even if your app does not support a language, adding a correct localized description and keywords is still very beneficial when done correctly. It's easy to do, so maybe Veve hasn't done it yet for a reason, or they might not know that they need to do it, which is why I wrote this post. And basically where it says information and languages, you can go in and write all the different languages that you want them to have or that they don't have. Works on iPhone, and that's the information. Talk about languages in English, but you can go and obviously make it to any language that you wish. And I think they'll be able to get more of those in the future. Also, speaking of David before, Walt Disney Company, which I want to go over their earnings at another point, because I did reach out to one of their investor relations people. They called me back. They just didn't have an answer for me yet. But anyway, Disney earnings can be interpreted a couple of different ways. Most of which is Bob Iger didn't seem to be that super happy on the call. Seemed a little bit down, just a little bit tired. But he did have some inspirational stuff to say, saying like, "Hey, we know the movies suck." Like he basically just said, "Hey guys, we understand. Dude's been there for 8 months. Let him cook. Let him go and get that bread." He's already started making a whole bunch of changes. I'm excited to see where they're going to go. I'm excited to see all of the things that they have, some of the things that they've done already. Again, let him cook. Let him have Kevin Feige, let them do their thing. Hopefully they'll be part of the Veveverse in some way or another at some point. I wouldn't expect that for years down the line. Not that they seem anti-metaverse. They just seem like they're focusing on other things right now. They do want to go... Actually, I'll read it real quick. Bob Iger saying, "We're prioritizing the strength of our brands and franchises. We're rationalizing the volume of content we make, what we spend, and what markets we invest in. We are deploying the technology necessary to both improve the user experience as well as the economics of this business. We're harnessing windowing opportunities, perfecting our pricing and marketing strategies, maximizing our enormous advertising potential, and we're making extensive Hulu content to bundle subscribers via Disney+. Iger pointed out that he was announced last quarter that we're moving closer toward a more unified one-app experience domestically to pair high-quality general entertainment with content from popular brands and franchises for our bundle subscribers. It's a formula for success that we have already proven on international markets with our Star offering on Disney+. We do see a future where consumers can access even more of the company's streaming content all in one place, resulting in higher user engagement, lower churn, and greater opportunities." Now, why? And again, there's a little bit more of this, but I'll go on and say, when you want like a one app thing for everything, they've already been experimenting with QR codes on the Marvel shows. One of these, at some point in time, could be this year, it could be years from now. Guarantee you they say Veve. I guarantee you, they've experimented with GNC and the Marvel shows on Disney+, and right now it's for the Marvel Unlimited app. I guarantee you those at some point in time connect to Veve. Whether it's a QR code for a special NFT or just a download. Anyway, meanwhile, Iger has hinted that Disney's TV networks, excluding ESPN, which has been searching for strategic partners, on Tuesday announced sportsbook partnership with Penn Entertainment. Veve had the NFL PA, Players Association. I don't know what other sports are coming down the line. Guarantee you there are some. But if they can go and get ESPN, I think that'd be really fun. Again, they have this partnership right now with Penn, but that's really more on the gambling side. Disney's getting into gambling. Gonna be really dope. But if they can get that, I think gambling on one end, NFTs on the other end. And then in November 2022, Bob Iger came out of retirement to help the Mouse House put back together again. But Disney's board had recently voted to unanimously extend his contract through December 31st of 2026. Will Apple buy Disney? Will Apple go and buy Veve? All right, these rumors have been circulating for quite a while. I don't know. Clearly, they're not going to do it before December of 2026. They might do it on that day. They definitely, Bob Iger definitely wants to be the last CEO of Disney. Or I shouldn't say that. It seems like Bob Iger would want to be the last CEO of Disney. That would be very befitting for him. I would thoroughly enjoy that. And what better way to get not just some of the content for Apple, but some of the contents, the most famous characters' first appearances, on the blockchain. If there's any company that's going to buy Veve, I don't think it would be Disney. I would say it would be Apple, maybe Amazon, but I think the relationship could potentially be a little bit better with Apple just because we'll probably be on the Apple glasses, that headset that they have. But again, nothing's confirmed. It's just something that I'm pontificating about for the future. Anyway, all of this was to talk about the partner statue where Bob Iger had posed in front of, and David Yu had gone on and retweeted him saying partner statue, double first appearance, absolutely nothing can go wrong. Very pumped. Also, if you want to work for Veve, there's a couple of job listings. We have engineering manager, a software engineer, a graphic designer, a senior product designer, and a head of production for gaming. They are all remote jobs. Go and apply if you want. That's all you guys. We have a post over on the Facebook saying, first off, I would like to say that Veveverse is so addicting. My wife and kids are mad at me because I have been ignoring them a bit the last few days. I consider myself more phone app / savvy than computer savvy, so I was surprised how fast I was able to learn all the techniques of building a space. Veve has done an excellent job at keeping things simple, but when I say simple, I don't mean limited. The options to create are endless. There are so many options to build from color, shapes, sizes, decor, the list goes on. Second, let's talk about the collectibles. Collectibles in the Veveverse look far superior than what you see in the app. Details are amazing, and I was shocked to see the improvements of all the collectibles the way they look in the Veveverse. Hopefully Electra's neck ain't too creepy. Third and most important, I was surprised Veve was able to pull this off. It's so exciting to have the ability to create spaces with multiple IP and brands in the same space. It's fun creating scenery with brands such as Disney, Universal, Marvel, and DC, and have the ability to create space with all of them at the same time. Looking forward to sharing my space with everyone. Keep in mind the Veveverse is still in beta and process. It's still in the early stages. We are doing our best to find these glitches and bugs to make the Veveverse the best experience possible, and I may not reply to many comments as we are not allowed to discuss several things at this time. A buddy of mine had come over and, not come over, he had just gone and said he got a text from his cousin saying, quote, "News of Veveverse just came out and the people that have used it said it's insane and highly addictive. One guy was on it for 48 hours straight. Now we just need to get the OMI token implemented," end quote. So I'm going to have a call with him later on. He's got a little bit of OMI. I'll try to get him a little bit more. As far as OMI, shout out to OMI Daily Burn for talking about Veve gross sales for June and July. For June, they had 3.41 million gems be bought, and for July had 3.83 million gems be bought, an increase of 12% month over month. What's it going to be for August? I don't know. But there's a couple things that people are going to want to buy gems for. First of which is good. This is the sixth member of the Justice League. This is Green Lantern. The last one would just be Jean or Martian Manhunter. That'd be great. He'll be coming out on Saturday. There are 2,450 of him, so that means 2,360. So it's like 141,000, give or take, gems that it would take to sell out. If there were no X-Wing, it might sell out after a day or so. Again, it looks great. It's animated. It has sound. But the big one, the amazing one of the weekend, like possibly of the month, is the interactive Luke Skywalker X-Wing rare. So this is 3,800 mints and at $60 per. So it's not like 3,800 mints and it's, $30, which would be fine. It's $60. That's $222,000. Remember when I said yesterday I was talking about R2-D2? If you want to have Luke Skywalker and his X-Wing and R2-D2, again, just for posing, you would only have to, you could only have like 1977, which means 1887 of the complete sets. And at that point, R2 was like $250. Making this video, it's about $400. Could possibly go down. And the reason why is because after they made it, I don't think it really had anything to do with me, but after they made this announcement, they had said the X-Wing digital collectible may include possible future interactivity with Star Wars droids Series 1 R2-D2 in Veveverse environments. So, are you going to be able to put R2 in the X-Wing slot? I don't know. Oh God, that'd be so heckin' cool. I think that's why it had run out. I don't think it had anything to do with me. Either way, Veve's going to make out like a bandit this weekend. I may or may not do drops, depends on how strong the internet is where I am. I will keep you all posted. Moving on. Oh, shout out to Veve for selling out the Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man number 64 today. The first appearance of Cloak and Dagger. It was like $30,000 for them, which is still great. I'm still excited, but again, just run of the mill day for them. John over on the Twitter saying, is it just me or is Veve official starting to heat up again? Just bought back a TIE fighter in anticipation of the X-Wing drop. This is not a drill. Shout out to people for doing that. Also, the Avengers Tower was going up for like $200 before. It's down to $160 now. But again, that more than doubled. That didn't even sell out at one point. It was $50, didn't sell out. They had burned a ton of them. And again, it was up to $200 before and might possibly go over later. I don't know. Also, Foster Hilt reports over on the Twitter, one day soon, a space will be held about OMI that has people as excited about the token as the Vaultaholics were about the Veveverse yesterday. Veve is building an entire ecosystem that people are losing their minds over, and OMI is the token that will power it. I'm ready. I am also ready, Mr. Foster Hilt. Anyway, that seems to be it for me today. Everyone please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say goodbye to Dashie. Goodbye, Dashie. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, 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 meow.